This is an Insane Cast production. You're listening to Thanks for Watching the All Movies Podcast. With your cast, Beth, DJ, Jimmy, and Adrian. And now, thanks for watching.
Welcome to Thanks for Watching, episode 1813.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's our lucky show, right?
Definitely.
Yes. I'm DJ, and sitting over to my left is...
Jimmy, how are you? And 1813, if you break it down into single digits,
1813.
adds up to 13. So double lucky.
Ooh, even cooler. That's actually pretty neat. Yeah, 1, 8 is 9, plus 1 is 10, plus 3 is 13.
I was definitely struggling with the math there. I don't know why.
Oh.
And that lovely voice is not Beth.
It is not Beth, she's in Tech Week somewhere up in Northern California at a theater. So they are like going crazy. So we have, I wouldn't say a sub for her, but somebody just as enthusiastic about movies.
Yay!
Yes.
Lifelong friend.
That's right.
Excellent.
And
Feel the same way.
This is to my right. You don't have to see her on my right, but just in case, it's Abby.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Yay.
I'm excited. I'm so excited to be here. I can't see straight.
Glad. You can't?
No, I barely got here.
How did you know you were going to be on the podcast before you saw a movie?
No.
Good. Nothing tainted then.
No.
Oh, that's close.
And
I was like, if you couldn't see straight, and
then I couldn't see the movie, and
Yeah.
then that would just be horrible. I can't handle that.
no, don't handle that. That's no good. So here's what's going on in the world of Thanks for Watching. We have a phone number, just so you know. You can call it and text it.
Dude, it's crazy.
What?
Yeah.
Crazy.
512-podcast.
Can you text that number too?
You can text that number.
I like texting.
Yeah, text that number. We've already had texts
Fabulous.
to that number. And I could read them off to you. They're kind of boring, but we'll probably read them off to you during a show that we talk about Adam Driver. Right now,
I love him.
Do you?
He's so hot.
Really? Maybe we need you on our show when we talk about Adam Driver show.
Yes.
It's going to be all about Adam Driver and all the stuff that he's done.
Excellent.
And
yes.
probably another villain that you can relate to.
Yes,
or
definitely.
not relate. I wouldn't say you're a villain.
Well,
per
you never
se.
know.
Yeah, never know.
You never know.
I don't know what you do when you leave this house. I don't even know if you exist after you leave my presence. But that's a whole other podcast.
That's Adam Driver?
That's Adam Driver. Yeah.
Wow.
Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren from Star Wars.
So, just in case you guys haven't caught on over the last 13 episodes, including today, I know absolutely shirt about actors.
Okay.
And I have no idea why I'm on this show other than maybe the voice of reason and to make NPR announcers sound better.
Excellent.
That's exactly what it is.
What's NPR?
National
I know.
Procrastinators Network.
Boring.
Yeah. And not as fun as this show.
Yeah, definitely not as fun as this show.
Gosh.
Right.
All right.
Exactly. So anyway, 512-podcast. You can text or leave a message however you want. And if you leave a message, maybe we'll play it on the show. Just saying.
No way.
Yeah, it could happen. 512-763-2278 in case you need to know the digits. But
Do we have to add them up? Because I
No,
just
we're not adding those.
No. Not qualified today.
Not happening.
No, not today.
Yeah.
Maybe next week.
Okay, I can work on that.
Left my Rain Man status elsewhere.
Yeah, that's a good idea. If you don't really know the number, you could always go to our website.
And that's at
tfwmovies.com.
Or
Spell it out for them.
Or
Facebook.
Facebooks.
Yes.
Twitters.
Facebook, Twitters. Instagram.
And Instagram.
Which is blowing up. By the way.
Hashtag TFW Movies.
Yep. Hashtag. No. Well, you can hashtag it because we have it linked somehow. But it's at TFW Movies. If you want to tag us in something, that'd be great.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can do that.
I love it. Here's something cool. So last week we talked... Was it last week? We talked about traffic.
And I thought when you told me you were talking about traffic, I was like, oh, that was kind of boring to talk about traffic in San Diego.
Right.
And then I listened to the podcast, and it was about a movie.
A movie
That was set in, or filmed in Sacramento, correct?
Yeah, the whole greater Sacramento area, but more specifically El Dorado County, which is where we are from.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, a good majority of the show grew up in Placerville.
Yeah.
El Dorado County.
Yeah. The Adrian grew up in Las Vegas. Everybody else grew up in El Dorado County. And Beth is still there. She still lives there.
She has not figured out how to escape, nor are we sure she wants to escape.
We can send her a file and a cake if she needs it.
Well, maybe. Well, she did move to Sacramento. So she got out a little bit, but then the magnet that is the center of El Dorado County turned on harder and dragged her back, kicking and screaming.
Kind of like the Hellmouth from Buffy?
Kind of like that.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah, it was not good. It was not good. So there you go. Go onto the website and you will find a link to our phone number. You'll also find a link to our email address, which is shoutout@tfwmovies.com. So shout out to us in an email.
Shout out.
So in addition to all that, when you, after you're done listening to this, while you're listening to this, whenever you're so inclined,
Not when you're driving.
tell your friends about, and then rate us wherever you download your podcast, whether that's from the App Store, from Google Play, from Stitcher,
From
any
CastBox.
any corner
All
of the
them.
interwebs you can find us.
Yeah.
You can do that.
We're on YouTube. We're on YouTube. You can see a captioned version of our show on YouTube.
Can I ask how that works? I haven't done it yet. So is there a picture of you guys and then captioning, or is it just
our TFW Movies logo, our Thanks for Watching logo with all of our wonderful cartoony faces?
which is so cute.
It is the best logo I've ever
Created by
created by Yes, Big Chacho. He was a great inspiration to making this a reality.
Nice.
That was really nice.
Small plug for a great man.
That's right.
And a wonderful artist. If you ever want to see some seriously sick, totally bad, the best in the world, hands down, Guinness Book World Record holder. And I've got a speech goal now.
Yep.
Big Chacho.
Big
Photo-
Chacho. Can you spell that for me?
Big BIG space CHECHO B Checho.
Big Chacho. Oh,
Yeah, he does photorealism tattoo, and oh my goodness.
And clearly he does more than tattoo, because you've seen our logo.
Yes.
He is an artist. He will do... he's painted on oil. He's painted on acrylic. He's painted. He's drawn. He's done all this stuff, including...
Restores cars.
Yeah.
He's one bad vato.
He's awesome.
excellent.
Anyway, I'm really grateful to know him. I'm grateful that he helped us out with this.
Is there a link to his website or?
There will be.
Excellent.
Yeah, you know what? We'll put it on our website. A link from his website. I don't know why it's not on there. We did tag him on the show a couple of times, and he is always in our credits.
Excellent.
Yeah. Always, because we are indebted to him.
I was just feeling super grateful for Big Chacho right now. I don't know why.
Which is good. I mean, he's
love you, brother.
Yeah.
Look forward to checking out your stuff.
Yeah.
On the interwebs.
Yeah, he is on our Instagram somewhere.
Okay.
You look up our
Sweet.
Instagram. Yeah.
So what do you guys think about if we do what we came here for?
Oh, you mean talk about the shows?
Let's
or the
do
movies?
the rundown. We're gonna talk about a movie called Miracle Season, which, by the way,
isn't Mrs. Dash.
It's not. And by the way, it's also a Marvel film. Blew my mind when I saw it in the credits.
Nick Fury at the end of the Marvel film? Of Miracle Season?
Miracle Season. There was no Nick Fury.
And no, Loki with
There wasn't
the
even
scepter? Okay.
There wasn't even a scene at the end. But there were some scenes in the credits. I'll give you that. But we'll talk about that later. Super Troopers 2. We're going to talk a little bit about that. And the one everybody is waiting for.
Dun, dun, dun.
Avengers Infinity War. I promise you, no spoilers during this podcast. But next week or the week after, we'll warn you when there's a spoiler. But there will be. It's coming. Because we want to talk about that film. We want to. I'm not giving you anything. I promise you that. Then we're going to talk about a challenge. I was challenged last week.
DJ, you're challenged every day.
Well, that's true.
That's why we love you, because you overcome the challenge to face a new challenge the next day.
Exactly. And there will be a new challenge the next day. Also, there will be openings next weekend. So we will talk about that. I'm really upset about all the openings that I talked about last week that didn't actually open, because I really wanted to see some of those films, and they didn't happen. Like the Filipino film that I was talking about the one that ghosted away, looked hilarious. Didn't come out.
What's it called?
The One That Ghosted Away.
Do you have to do it in that accent?
I have to do it in that accent.
Okay, just checking.
And besides, it's spelled D-A. So
Okay, all right.
It's not really... So it seems like I'm accenting it, but I'm not really. It's right there.
Okay.
And Ghost is there, too. And Ghost, you have to say scary. Ghost. There we go. The One That Goes Away. Thank you for that. And then we'll talk a little bit about future films. Something that I've been told, hey, we're going to talk about films, but they have to be within a month. I'm like, all right, fine. We'll do that.
Finally, he's been reeled in.
Somebody
You're
man.
welcome. Thank you, Penny.
Yeah. How'd you know?
So we can't talk about the untitled Avengers 4 movie?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
Especially in the future. Because it's future. And we'll probably talk about it again.
Just for a little bit of background, DJ's talking about movies in like 2028 and 3122, and it gets a little out of hand. That's all. He wants to talk about stuff when we're already dead.
Right.
He's excited, though.
I love
he's
movies.
very excited.
Yes, yeah. We'll check under the kilt. It's probably wet.
Not
that excited. I'm kidding. Sorry.
Piddle.
Now that
it's Piddle.
It's Piddle. Thank you. It's
Piddle.
Because the dog... Never mind.
Sweet.
So, and then we're going to talk about Infinity War, and then what happens after that. The challenge, and then...
challenge, next week's openings, and then future movies.
Okay.
That's how it should go. That's what you're going to expect. And oddly enough, we're going to talk about it in that order, which we don't always do, which is kind of cool. Anyway, let's talk about movies. There we go. Miracle Season. This is something Penny and I watched. I don't know if you watched it.
Nope.
Where I work, there's a volleyball coach who said, this is going to be great, but I worry about volleyball films that they're not really accurate in the volleyball sense and how things go. And I said, I'll watch that. I'll see if it's accurate.
Is she going to listen to... I'm assuming it's a she.
It's a he.
Is he going to listen to the show?
He's going to have to now, because I'm going to tell him about it.
Perfect. Listen, Coach.
Yeah.
You didn't see the movie.
There's never an accurate film about sporting events, because as a former coach, the ref's always wrong.
They are always wrong.
When it doesn't go your way, so just own it, move on. There's going to be something wrong.
That's okay. Here we go. Here's the rundown. So first of all, I know nothing about the rules of volleyball, nothing at all. But Penny does. So in the film, during the film, I'm like asking her, "Hey, did they do that right? Hey, was that?" And luckily, I could talk a little bit because there were like two people in the front row, and they were drinking some sort of beer, and they don't even sell beer at this theater yet. So, and then there was one other person that came in sitting in the back row. So there was really only 5 of us in the theater, and so I'm talking to Penny like, "Hey, is this right? I don't know if they did that right." Really? So I learned that now you can, even if you're not serving, you can score a point, which I didn't know. I had no idea. You score a point by slamming the ball down and it hitting the ground. That's how. If you slam the ball down and somebody gets their hand underneath it or whatever, they don't get that point. Even if it goes out of bounds or wherever it goes.
It has to be on the ground, on the opposing team's
Yes.
part of the court, not just on the ground. Like you walk up
Correct.
and throw it on the ground on your side, and you're like,
And it has to
give
be...
me a point.
Yeah, yeah. And it has to be in the lines, too. You can't be out of bounds.
Oh.
That, too. So, in bounds on the opposing people's court. Is that right? You're looking at me funny. Like
I
that.
have
know.
no idea what you're talking about.
I'm talking
you
about
started
volleyball.
about volleyball, and all I heard was wah 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 wah.
So now
So
I'm
is-
that adult Charlie
So-
Brown teacher.
Yes. So is the movie about scoring points in
No.
a volleyball game?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no.
So,
This is just something I learned while watching this
okay.
film.
So, for those of you, just another disclaimer, even though she sounds
snarky.
like Beth and uses the word snarky and questions DJ, this is Abby.
This is
This
Abby.
is
It's
not
Abby.
Beth,
She's not as redheadedy.
but she is
No.
just as feisty, and we love her.
Yes.
Sorry.
exactly. No, don't be sorry.
Sorry, it's not allowed on this show.
No.
I retract it.
I take that sorry back, and
That's
Yeah.
right. It's
And-
retracted.
okay.
Good.
No, okay.
Duly
So
noted.
the movie was about
Well,
dot dot.
Yes. So here's what it was about. So the movie, it was a movie about a team captain being killed in an accident, and how the award-winning team struggles to get back on top through a grieving process. Yeah, they're all grieving. It's crazy. Oddly enough, so the teenager the teenager captain dies in an auto accident, and then
Was she texting?
no. She was driving without a helmet, by the way, a little moped.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Yeah. So
most people don't drive with helmets in cars, but okay, it's a moped.
DJ,
Okay.
Yeah,
DJ does, because then he can't lick the window because the visor gets in the way.
those darn visors.
Okay, so she.
So she dies
Tragically,
and
okay.
it tragically, like.
Do you see like the accident happen, or is it
No,
just
no,
something
no.
that's
We don't
implied?
see it.
Okay.
She just leaves, and then there's a knock on the door. That was it.
Okay.
It was like in the middle of the night and stuff. Then, tragically, turns into more tragedy in that girl's family. At the day after her funeral, the mom dies because she's very chronically ill of something, and so the mom dies.
This is just sad.
It's they're trying to pull tears.
Why would you even go and? I mean,
So I'm not motivated.
if there's a dog that dies in this thing, we're done.
We're done.
I mean,
We're
just
out.
done.
No dogs die.
Okay.
Oh, good. Now I'm interested
Yeah,
again.
the animals are safe. The animals are safe. There's a cool
One in a row.
dance scene. There's a
Is it cool, like Footloose cool, or
No, it's a save the day kind of cool. So
Okay.
the dad's trying to fix some stereo. It's not working, so the daughter decides to pull in the car, blare the stereo because the car's a convertible, and you go, boom, boom, save the day. Pretty cool.
okay?
So here it is. The team is now losing because they're forfeiting games by not showing up because the team doesn't want to do it anymore. They're heartbroken. They're grieving. The captain's best friend is now being looked at as the person that, if she goes to practice, if she goes and does things, the rest of the team will do it. And she's like, why does this got to fall on me?
That's a lot of responsibility.
It is, but it's the truth. Like, everybody's waiting for something to happen, and she's the not born leader. She's the one that's put into the position of having to lead. And so she leads the team back to practice, even though they're still, like, messed up a little. They start going back into the practice. And then everything is like, let's do it for Caroline, which is the gal who was killed in an auto accident.
Did they have the Neil Diamond song, Sweet Caroline?
They absolutely have the Neil Diamond song.
Sweet
Yes,
Caroline.
and they don't really have it.
Bum, bum.
Yes,
Sorry.
that's okay. So they have that song. They have it like as a motivator. Everybody's cheering.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Now I want to
ultimately-
see it.
Right?
Yeah, ultimately, they have 15 games to go in order to make it to the state finals.
And do you watch all 15 games?
And you don't watch all 15. They're done in a vignette
Okay.
with like song and dance and
Like a Rocky type deal.
kind
where
of
they're
yeah.
like, dun,
So
dun, dun, dun.
and it's similar to that one with the baseball one where they have to cover up or take off a piece of clothing of the coach. You remember that film? It's
No.
like an older one.
Is that
No.
the Truth or Dare one? Wait.
No.
Okay.
It's an older film. Anyway, in fact, I'm trying to remember who's in it. Doesn't matter. Anyway,
Don't worry, folks.
I digress.
We'll get back to the show here.
it's not even anything like that. Never mind. So there's a board of all 15 games they have to win, and so as we're going, they're checking off one.
It's like Teen Wolf.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like Teen Wolf as well, but no wolf.
But, oh, man.
No wolf. The dog doesn't die. We're good.
Well, I'm glad the dog doesn't die.
Yeah. So Teen Wolf, but this is a real story. It actually
it's a true
happened.
story.
It is a true story.
Oh, true
This happened in
story.
2011. All this took place in 2011, and so there it is. So it's their heartwarming little.
And that was a year before the Avengers came out, so
So,
they
yeah.
didn't even have that kind of
They didn't.
group mentality.
No, they didn't.
So the truncated version of this championship volleyball team, amazing captain, killed on a moped, not wearing a helmet. Team falls apart. Chronically ill mother dies due to complications, probably because of the stress.
And it's a side story.
Best friend of Caroline, said captain,
Yeah.
is like, I ain't doing this. It ain't mine. It was Caroline. And then
Sweet
everybody,
Caroline.
and then they play the Neil Diamond song,
Yes.
and then everyone comes together and they have like the Rocky moment.
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yes.
And they start checking games off, and they go back and they are the champions.
They are. They win. They go to state and then they win that. It's and that probably just gave you the whole story, but you could also read it in the newspaper, I guess.
So here's
somewhere.
the
But-
question.
Yes.
Favorite scene?
Favorite scene off the top of my head, like that.
Yeah, just like that.
Mine was the Teen Wolf scene where they're on top of the van dancing.
That was a good
Okay,
scene.
sorry,
I like
but-
that. No,
Was that in the movie?
no, it was
Okay,
not in the
all right.
movie. But that,
it.
honestly, I really liked the coach had a big speech at the very end to rally the troops, and one of the messages that she had was, "You ladies have come this far. You did it all for Caroline, but you all did it. And so we want this game not just for Caroline, but we need you to do it all for yourselves now. Because y'all all, I mean, the grieving process was pretty much over. Everybody's anger, everybody's,
All the steps.
disappointments,
were done.
all
Yeah.
that stuff gone. And now it was just, let's play volleyball and have a good time.
So they fell apart and came together.
Yeah, they fell apart.
That is
together.
awesome. That is super.
Yeah, there was some wonderful inspirational music.
Sounds like they were like real troopers.
They were, yes, yeah.
and it was the second time that they were state champions.
It was their second state.
Kind of like the next movie we need to talk about, Super Troopers 2.
Oh, you trumped me
It's a
on that. 'cause
great
I wanted to talk about
segue.
this other stuff. All right, if you want to move on, we'll move on.
I'm 2 thumbs up for
Of
Miracle
course, absolutely.
season. Okay.
Bring Kleenex if you like to cry.
Oh, I'm an ugly crier.
It's no crier.
I can't do it.
Then just go watch it, and enjoy it.
No. I will cry. I will
Oh, you
ugly
will cry. Penny cried. She doesn't cry very often, so it was pretty heart wrenching. But Super Troopers 2 was not heart wrenching.
Oh, no, not
it
at
was
all.
Heart relching.
It was sanctimonious.
No, it was great.
It was sanctimoniously funny.
Excellent.
Heck.
It was super funny. In fact, I saw the first one, and I vaguely saw it. I was actually doing promotional stuff for this show while I was watching it, so it was kind of like, watching it, not watching it. Second movie, way funnier than the first movie.
I didn't even want to see the first after I saw the second. It was
you don't need to.
It was my choice to go to it. Well, my son Sam, I said, "Hey, do you want to go to this church thing that's going on? Spaghetti dinner. Your brother's made this huge feast of a meal for everybody, and they're having an auction. Blah blah blah." He's like, "Not so much. I'm good." I said, "So why don't you and I go hang out?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, pick a movie. I'm in the shower." He's like, we're going to watch Super Troopers 2. And I'm like, yeah, I remember seeing something about that.
Yeah.
Wholly inappropriate.
Yeah.
But totally funny.
Oh, my gosh, funny.
It was like 14-year-old boy funny
Yeah.
stuff.
And Rob Lowe was in it, and he was awesome. And it was so, just I don't know why, but sorry, Penny.
Speech goal.
Canada, the whole Canada playing fun with Canada is just funny to me. Laugh out loud funny.
Nice.
There were some pretty funny things that happened in that film.
It actually reminded me of my of our office because my very lovely friend and coworker, who I hold dear to my heart because it gives me something to do, is make fun of his Canadianness. And he's always sorry, and he's going to borrow something from you tomorrow.
Aww.
Because it's
so adorable.
It's about time. Love you, Colin.
Ah, yes, Colin.
You're the best.
Colin, don't call me McKay. Mackay.
Oh, Mackay.
Yeah, I recommend going to see that if you're okay with the inappropriateness of some of the stuff. I mean, there's a guy that's lactating, and it's a lot of drug humor. So
Lots of drug and sex humor.
yeah, which
And if you're okay with, as Sal, the immigration attorney, says it, I heard there was a lot of the short name for Richard in that movie.
not so much. I don't think.
He's a little homophobic, so
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then he needs to see this movie.
he does.
He needs to see all those films. Just yeah.
Totally funny. Not really a plot. Just
No, not really. It's a very weak plot.
There's-
It's very weak.
there's shaving cream, a bordello, a bear, and a sawmill. That's all you need to know.
Yep. I
That-
love the bear scene, by
That's
the way.
very. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bear scene was just amazing.
So what was your favorite, if you had to pick one piece out of the movie, what was your favorite scene?
Well, the scene with the bear is my favorite scene. As a matter of fact, I was screaming at the screen telling the guy, do not go in the porta potty. Do not. And he did it anyway, and I had to laugh because I knew it was going to happen next. And everybody knows what happened next.
I mean, it's a porta potty. We all know.
It's a porta
And
potty
then there's a bear.
and a bear.
Yeah.
Does not go
Bad
well.
news, bears.
Yeah.
So my favorite
I
was
love that movie.
That's good.
my favorite was the initial sequence, and I can't remember how it comes about, but there's two new police officers pulling over
Oh,
an RV,
that was at the very beginning how they opened the show.
and it's awesome because it's. I won't ruin it for you, but it is my favorite scene. There's plenty of drug reference, that there were cops that got dishonored and fired, and
Yes.
it's awesome.
Can I just say there was one other thing that was I just thought
Sure.
was hilarious. Okay, in the first movie, one of the officers dares the other officer to say meow like 10 times. And so while he is giving this guy a ticket, he says, "So, do you know how fast you were going, right, meow?" And it's a whole scene where he's saying meow, and then the guy who got pulled over is like, "Are you saying meow to me?" And so then it goes back and forth. I'm not saying, and the guy that dared him is standing right next to him, just laughing because it happened. So now, fast forward, that was the first movie. Second movie, they pull him over again.
The same person.
The same person. And the two officers don't recognize him. And so he explains, do you remember? You pulled me over the last time. And by the way, just to tell you, watching the first movie, days before watching the second movie, it blew my mind because I was like, wow, those guys are old now. I didn't even think that it was like 15 years between movies.
But that crew of actors man, they've got some good mojo going on.
They did way better the second time. I mean, I think age made them better. I really think so.
That and cheese.
That and cheese. There you go.
That's kind of like, I guess that brings us to the point where it could take infinity to be perfected.
You just go back and forth.
Lots of wars.
Yeah. Let's be civil. We don't need a civil war, but we do need...
We need to avenge our past.
That's right.
I need some stones.
You need some stones.
I need some stones.
Who are you stoning?
I haven't decided yet.
Everybody must get stoned. Oh, whoa.
Well, not everybody. Not everybody.
That's that's right out of DJ's past. Before this pod show does not condone nor in any way, shape, or form endorse the use of legal or illegal drugs or questionable substances.
Like aged cheese?
That too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Depending on where you buy it. It must be certified organic.
Okay.
Right.
From a local source.
I'm scared because somebody was milking something in the last movie, right?
No, just lactating.
It was lactating. Yeah, they were taking female
So
hormone
here's
drugs.
my... I have a little gripe.
Gripe.
Little gripe.
Okay.
We have made considerable reference to a certain service, MoviePass.
Oh, we have.
Definitely not a sponsor, even if they were before MoviePass.
Okay. All right.
MoviePass.
Breathe.
MoviePass, you've done me wrong. You've done me dirty, MoviePass.
How much do you pay for MoviePass?
I can't even pay for MoviePass anymore because they took it away. They went from unlimited, 1 movie a day, 30 to 31 movies, unless it's February, then 28 movies that you can watch, to 4 movies a month plus iHeartRadio subscription.
Which discriminates against the deaf people that don't listen to the radio.
3-month subscription. So and we had a gift account that we weren't able to convert, but we did not know that until we went to convert it.
Weird.
And within the 2 days it took for them to get back to us, they converted their program into this crappy one movie a week, which is still a good deal, but it chaps my hide.
Yeah, it's still a good deal.
It is a good deal, but...
And hopefully that it would change back to the unlimited eventually.
Yeah.
1 movie a day, not unlimited.
So, thanks for nothing, MoviePass.
Oh! Well, I'm still enjoying it. I don't know how that worked out.
I pay full price for my movies.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I feel like...
I'm spoiled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing.
We should make a movie about MoviePass and entitlements.
Right?
Right. I do love AMC's, their
stubs.
Their stubs.
Yeah,
I cannot tell you.
Not a sponsor, but you could be.
I have made so much money back.
I bet.
And when you look at my subs account, your jaw drops.
We did the same thing with Regal, their pass. I mean, we get free movies all the time. We're always getting popcorn and sodas and all that stuff. So we get...
See, the nice
rewards
thing
programs
was,
are nice.
With MoviePass, you could rack up the points with Stubs and Regal and anybody else.
No.
Not Stubs?
Not Stubs. It's in their. It's actually in their. It's in their policy.
See, Regal, you
read the policy?
I read the policy.
Do you read all the agreements before you say I agree online?
I don't read them before I do it, but I do eventually read them all.
But you've already hit I agree.
But I want to read them.
Okay.
And I agree. If I disagree, I'll just discontinue the account.
DJ doesn't want to have to be vengeful. He doesn't want to have to start a war that may never end.
Right. I don't. Well, actually, it's not a war that will never end. It's all about the stones. It's called Infinity. Here's where we're at. Infinity War.
Woo-hoo!
Yes, and spoiler alert. There's no spoilers.
No.
Was that a deaf parrot noise? That sounded a
It
lot
was
like
not.
a deaf parrot noise.
I don't do that very well. I'm a bad coder that way.
No. Well, that's a whole other podcast.
That is a
Anyways,
whole other podcast.
Totally, yeah. So,
A different kind of superhero.
Hey,
right,
saving the world.
One deaf parent at a time.
right. I loved the one-liners in Infinity War.
They were amazing.
Pretty funny, and you know what? I'm actually not afraid to spoil some of those for you because I really wanted to talk about what I love.
But they're no spoilers.
They're not really. One of the things, and I can't remember what she is. She's from
Guardians.
Guardians. Yes, Guardians 2. You're right. But one of her lines that she says is, "We're kicking names and taking ass." That just had me rolling. It also had everybody in the theater rolling. I mean, that was just absolutely hilarious. Now,
That was a funny line.
yes, it was. And, Penny and I went to the fan event. So anything that was funny, like the fans just went crazy with. One of the things that was even stronger than that was when Tony Stark is greeting these terrible aliens coming down in, was it New York?
Her name is Mantis.
Mantis, that's right.
Just pulled it up.
Thank you. So Tony Stark is talking to the two alien people that just come in and says, "Sorry, Earth's closed today."
That was pretty funny, too.
So, hilarious. And then all of Spider-Man's pop culture references, just hilarious, too.
He's so cute.
He was like Spider-Man is in the comics. He's like Spider-Man was in the cartoons that I used to watch.
I didn't watch any of the Andrew Garfield ones.
Why not?
I don't know. I wasn't feeling him as Spider-Man, but I really do like, what's the gentleman's name? He's just fun, and it seems like he really enjoys it, and he's a fan.
Well, he looks like an actual teenager, not like an adult playing a teenager. So that even makes it better. It makes it like what Spider-Man really was. You know, a kid in high school is trying to make it work.
Being the neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And another one of his lines had to do with that. So
Yes.
it was very cute.
It was very cute. Excellent.
I can't be the friendly neighborhood spider if I'm not alive.
No,
if there's
that
no
was
neighborhood
if there's no
to
neighborhood.
save. Yeah.
Oh.
His name is Tom Holland.
Strike
Tom
that.
Holland, yes.
Strike that, Your Honor. Let's move on.
And he doesn't sound... He sounds uber British, too, by the way. I don't know if he's British or where he...
No, he is.
Yeah, he is. So, in the film, he doesn't sound that British. Like, he has some sort of weird American accent. And I'm fooled. But when I see him in interviews, I'm like, whoa.
This doesn't make sense.
What is this? Who is this guy? Anyway.
Definitely.
Thought that was cool. Let's see. Oh, I love the conflict that Bruce Banner and Hulk had going on there. That was funny.
That
was
started
good.
it with Thor Ragnarok.
Yes, yeah.
And Banner was very scared that the Hulk would take over and not let Banner come back out.
Right.
And so I have a theory behind that, but we're not spoiling anything, so I'll just...
Oh, is it a spoiler theory?
I don't know. I kind of feel
Well,
awkward.
go. Let's see. We'll stop you.
No, we won't. You know we won't.
Yeah.
It just won't happen, but do it anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think?
Well, it was more of he was... Like, the Hulk was scared himself.
Oh, yeah.
That he faced... oh, now that's a spoiler.
No, well it's
he
at the very
faced-
beginning.
The very beginning.
Yeah.
He faces Thanos, and Thanos kicks his butt.
Yeah. Well, and
And
it's not
then-
the first time Hulk has got a...
No, but he was... I think
Rear-ended
he was
Hulk.
scared.
Yeah,
I think he was scared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, he even... Banner tried to kill himself with a bullet, and
Yeah.
the Hulk spit it out. So,
Yeah.
and this might be the end of... I would be scared, too. I'd be like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Well,
Maybe he needs to go to the gym where Apollo Creed trains Rocky.
Oh,
maybe. We'll see.
I didn't...
Yeah. No, it's different.
I
He-
didn't... yes.
Just laugh. There we go.
That was an awful laugh.
Go
Sorry.
with it. Go with
Sorry.
it. Anyway, but I loved this film. I loved it. It wasn't the typical Marvel film. It was not. It really pulled in a lot of emotion. And you know who I thought had the most emotion out of all of them?
Let me guess. Thanos.
No. Little Gamora. That girl who played Gamora.
Was dead on Gamora as an adult.
She really was. And she impressed the heck out of me.
No, she was very good, and I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. And she's probably the most memorable character out of all of it. The whole thing. I could just see her face at the end of the film talking to, not at the total end of the film, but, talking to Thanos.
That was about hour 3, wasn't it?
It was a little, I mean, I'm not complaining. Trust me, I'm not complaining, but it was long.
I had to pee twice in the middle of the film.
I had to. I am.
So
I've heard from several people. They're like, "Dude, that movie was so long. It was like."
It didn't feel like it was that long.
I didn't
though.
feel that long. I know it was long because
I knew it was long because the
didn't get
same
home till 2
people
a.m.
kept getting up and peeing DJ, and
Yes,
my deaf father-in-law, and like
you other
these
audience
other
members.
people, like I'm
some
like,
people have small bladders.
I'm
Yes.
like, you got to exercise that.
Well,
No.
and they do have that
that way.
app or the
Rump
website.
Pee?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, not a sponsor, but we talk about Rumpy all the time.
Oh,
Yeah,
I've never actually used it. I probably should though, because
You
I always
should.
miss the really good part.
yeah. And luckily, like when I watched it with this guy over here, I'd already seen it, so I knew where I could go. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't miss what I actually missed the first time I had to go twice.
It's okay.
Anyway.
You've seen it twice. You've paid money to see it twice. That's fabulous.
Well, no, I didn't pay.
No, because he's grandfathered into MoviePass, not a sponsor.
Oh, no. The first time I paid, it was a fan event, so we paid like $26 a ticket and got our A coins, Avenger coins, and
I want to see those.
oh, you do? We'll
Yeah.
show them to you after the
Okay,
show.
excellent.
Probably put pictures of that up on the website. I'm thinking
Ooh.
maybe here,
It's a great idea. I think we'll do that.
Just saying.
Yeah. So we'll do that. Anyway, I really loved that. It felt like a bunch of little movies all sewed into one.
It was like a wonderful tapestry.
It really did.
It
I
was
think it worked well.
superheroes
I
and
do too.
villains. And
It was the quest
the way that it was written was like you got to see that the villains were villainy, but there was like this little shred of hope that they weren't a complete douchebag villain,
Including the big bad.
right?
Yeah.
And Loki,
Loki.
do it.
Is,
Everybody loves Loki.
well, Loki is very redeemable. He does
Yeah.
have that characteristics
He's
in
just
him.
the god of mischief. I mean, who
Sure.
doesn't love mischievous people? He is the god of mischief.
Just in case you're wondering, I'm not raising my hand because I love mischievous people.
Oh, well, you...
I love myself.
right. Can you explain this emotion that you're feeling right now?
With
That
Thanos.
comment.
That comment. I don't know why when people say mischievous, I think of being tickled. I don't know why. It's just a weird like. It's bizarre.
I can
and
tickle you
random.
later if you
no,
really
no, I'm
want.
good. I'm good.
What do you think Mr. Jeevious thinks about that?
Mr. Jeevious.
Yeah, instead of mischievous.
Oh, that's better. I like it. I like it.
That one, yeah.
Mr.
That was fantastic. So tell me, Abby, what you think. Tell us about what you're going with.
We have those. We definitely have Loki, but I want to talk about Thanos.
Yes.
And he's been the big bad since the end of the first Avengers movie.
Yes.
And that we've been looking forward to this movie for
Seeing him more often, going, what?
6
Tell me
years?
about him. Yeah.
Yeah, we want to know what's going on.
I do.
And we get little bits from Gamora and Nebula.
Yes. Yeah.
And then we see Thanos and we hear his side of the story and how he feels. And it kind of makes you want to, like, I feel for him.
Yeah.
I feel for his conflict.
Right.
He needs a hug.
He totally needs a hug.
He does need a hug.
But he's also like, he's going to kill off a planet and, just by blinking. It's just, he doesn't
Snapping.
Or he needs a kitten. Sorry, Ghostbusters reference.
Kittens or puppies are
puppies.
always
Yes,
good.
anything.
But I did. I mentioned this earlier when we were talking before the show, is it brings me back to, the first 3 Star Wars movies where you got to know Anakin and you got to feel for Anakin.
Yeah.
And then when he goes to the dark side, you're heartbroken. And I'm not quite that way with Thanos, but I feel like if we had a Thanos movie, an origin story, I think that would be
really neat.
Really cool.
Totally cool.
Well, there's only 13 more movies in the franchise coming out until 2021.
I don't remember.
So there's probably something in there.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. Hopefully there is. Because, like you said, with the Star Wars movies, you got to know Anakin. And then you understood when Luke killed him how he kind of came back to the light side and said, basically was thanking him for getting him out of the dark side and by killing him. And that was, and I'm your father. Oh my gosh, that's just
crazy.
Yeah. I still love those films.
Those are phenomenal films. But I literally talked back to the movie in the movie theater.
Good.
Tears running down my face. Yeah. Annie, don't do it, Annie.
But he did it.
But he did it.
He
and
didn't
I
listen
knew
to
it was, I know. So stubborn like that.
They are.
But, that's how I felt about Thanos. I wanted to hate him, but I can also see his side of the story.
Well,
don't you love that theme in there? That whole redemption, atonement,
definitely
piece in film work. It's a good film when they have a strong redemption or atonement undercurrent.
Yeah.
So, what was your favorite scene without giving any spoilers, Abby?
My favorite scene. That was hard.
You had to know it was coming, though.
I didn't expect any of that.
I liked the, not to be spoilery, but the Wakanda stuff. I thought that was really amazing.
Yeah, that was cool.
And really great teamwork.
Yeah. How did you like that movie, by the way? I know.
I loved Black Panther.
Yeah.
It was just amazing. It was entertaining.
We're gonna revisit Black Panther here in a minute. What was your favorite scene, DJ?
Sheesh.
Only one.
That's like saying what's your favorite ride at Disneyland. I loved that.
My favorite ride right now is Indiana Jones because that's the one I'm suing on.
Oh jeez. But
is that still going? I thought they were going to close that one off.
No, it's still going.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's still going.
That's a fun ride.
It is a fun ride. Let me see. I don't think that I have a favorite as far as that goes, but my favorite is the Hulk. Anything with the Hulk was in, and Bruce Banner. I think those two characters just having that inner conflict as well as the scenes going on around them just really just made it awesome to me.
And I think, just piggybacking half a second on that, the fact that Bruce Banner is begging the Hulk to come out is totally anticlimactic to the whole relationship, because before he's like, please don't come out, no.
I'm glad he never... I'm glad it didn't happen.
But my favorite scene...
Yes, Jimmy?
Thor's hammer and Groot.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say. You guys got to watch that. That's my favorite scene.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. What's it called? Lightning? The Storm Chaser? Is that the name?
Yep.
Yeah. Storm Chaser.
Pretty
cool.
Chaser.
Pretty cool.
That's a gnarly weapon, folks.
That is. So let's move on to Black Panther, shall we? Did you want to talk a little bit about it? We talked about it in the past, other episodes, but we really wanted to hear Abby's take. if we have a few minutes, I think we could talk about that.
Well, we can also talk about it at another date if I pass
Actually, that's fine. That's just fine.
You know what? Let's revisit.
Yeah,
Excellent.
we'll bring it back for sure. So we have a challenge every week. That last week's challenge was about a film called Master of Dreams. Now, that was the English translation of the Vietnamese version of the film. Which
Will you pronounce that?
I will not be pronouncing that, but it will be visible for you to read later on, maybe in a couple of weeks. So when we present the show notes for this show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but so you know, it's called Master of Dreams. It came out in 2017, and the English, or the one released in the United States, was actually called The Greatest Showman. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh.
So what we were doing is, so you know what our challenge was, it was we present a title in another language. We translate that title, and we want you to figure out what it is. And based on what you think it could be. So, and you have to guess. You could Google it and find out. You could easily find out.
So did anybody guess correctly?
Nobody
Okay.
called in. Nobody
Maybe
texted.
you should have this a little bit easier.
Why? Well, how would you do it easier?
I don't know. I'm just saying, because I'd have been like,
Well, maybe we could have a production meeting afterwards and talk about it. And see what we can do.
I think that it needs to be put up on the website so
Facebook.
that people can, let's Facebook that.
Yeah, oh,
There's
absolutely.
your solution. Perfect.
Yeah, that's it.
So, do we have a challenge for this week?
Well, last week I was challenged a wee bit. I was challenged to come up with some sort of thing about the MPAA rating system. And I'll put it up on the website so you could read up a little bit about it yourself. But I did want to talk a little bit about it, just a teeny bit. Now, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to only talk about G rating right now because there's G, PG, PG-13, R, and then NC-17. Mm-hmm. And so, yes. So here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to talk a little bit about G rating just for a second, and then every week we're going to talk a little bit more. Does that sound good?
sure.
Are you done talking about it now?
No.
Because that's been way longer than a second. And you said
it?
second and second and second.
Well, 1 second or 2 seconds? Sorry. Here we go. G rating. Here's the thing. It's to get that certificate of approval. There should be absolutely no nudity, no sex scenes, no drugs, any of that present during the motion picture. It just has to be a pure fun film. Nothing suggestive, nothing, no adult themes, nothing like that. That's your G rating. A lot of times we get cartoons like that, but definitely like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. No, that was not G. But anyway, so that's the G. We're going to have a rubric put up on the website so we could talk a little bit more about it in future shows.
Is that where the Rubik's Cube came from?
It is. But see, also last week we were talking a little bit how a film got an R rating. You don't necessarily get an R rating if you have a cuss word in a film. If you have 2 cuss words, then you get your R rating.
It's automatic. Like what?
Automatic.
I guess we can't really talk about what the
So
cuss
this
words
is
are.
this
Right.
is
No, we won't.
so post your questions. How do you get that rating?
And
That's a challenge.
That's exactly. What do you think is that? How do you think you can get an R rating?
And then pick a movie that you think should have been R-rated or not,
Yeah.
and tell us why.
All right. Let's talk a
Sounds
little bit
good.
about next week because we could talk more. I mean, we saw a film called Burying the X, which we could probably talk about next week because we're running out of time. Time is really short right now, so we'll talk a little bit about that. Hilarious film. 2014 is when it came out, and it has Anton Yelchin in it. I know. I can't believe we found this film with him in it. And that's the second one we've found that he's in it. The other one we talked about was a film about a horse dying and stuff. We talked about that before.
And he played Chekhov in the new Star Trek.
He did. And
Regeneration.
And there's slated a new Star Trek coming out soon with Quentin Tarantino as the director. And talking about these R-rating films, he has it slated to be an R-rated Star Trek. He said he won't.
And I can see that.
Yeah, I mean, it could happen. Yeah.
I mean, I love Deadpool. Deadpool was amazing and R-rated.
That's why it got the green light. Mm-hmm. That's why, because Deadpool was so successful. They said, all right, if Quentin Tarantino says he won't do it unless it's R, boom, go ahead.
But I'm a little bit weary about Quentin Tarantino, but we can talk about that at a later date.
So what are we watching next week?
So next week's releases, there's Overboard, which is the remake of the original with...
And that's not the Canadian pronunciation. Reboot. No, it's not. Truly is coming out.
Truly? Yeah, that's a film. It's like an independent film.
Did you misspell this? Because this says
Tully.
Oh, it is Tully. I mispronounced it. Anyway, I don't have my glasses on. Leave me alone.
Hashtag life goals.
Life goals. Yes. So Tully is the name of a nanny that was gifted to this woman who has 3 children, and her brother gifted a nanny. It's a night nanny, so she can have a life. And so it's the movie about this woman who has a nanny. And
that's great. Let's move on. The Guardians. What's that about?
I'm creeped out by the fact that somebody was gifted, a human being was gifted to another human being. But that's okay.
But it's a nanny. It's like, hey, I'm going to give a maid to your house.
So that makes it okay.
We can gift nannies and janitors, but we can't gift teachers.
Nope.
Oh.
Anyway,
that's a little political.
Yeah, and anyways, so The Guardians. What's The
Guardians
about?
Guardians is a film set in the 1913. Apologies.
You wanted to say 1813 because that's our episode number.
It is. Whoops! I just blew up the mic. Sorry, guys. Yes, it is 1813. Maybe it was 1913. I can't remember, but 1913 in a little town that maybe it's not a night.
Let's not worry about the date.
Let's not worry about the date. But it's a long time ago.
In a land far, far
and
away.
All the men are at war. And only people in the town are women. And this is about the time when it was, hey, you know what? Women can do all this stuff that the men were doing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a story about back then, women taking charge.
Back then?
Yeah. Sorry. I do that a lot. Anyway. I'm excited about seeing that film. I'd like to see it, so it makes sense.
What movies are you excited about seeing?
Upcoming Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
And
that's coming soon.
Solo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about Adrift? I keep seeing that. I'm like,
I don't know what that is.
Do I need to watch The Life of Pi and Titanic wrapped up in one again?
Yeah, it's a
love story. I can't handle it when people talk to inanimate objects like they're people.
Right. It's based on a true story. 2 lovebirds go out into the ocean, and then there's
I saw the
shipwreck
for that.
I don't want to see that.
Yeah, so looks.
I'll probably get dragged to that.
Yeah. They are releasing Hocus Pocus again to the theater.
Really?
Yes. May 24th, so you get to go watch it if you want to.
Well, Hocus Pocus or Solo on the same weekend.
Yes.
I don't know.
I know. The competition is fierce between Hocus Pocus and Solo.
Sure. I'm torn.
Yeah. A lot of people will be.
Like Natalie Imbruglia.
Yes. Did you see the karaoke version of that?
Yet.
It's hilarious, just so you know. Okay. Adrift, June 1st. We talked about that. Action Point as well, coming out in June 1st. Action Point, we talked a little bit about it last week, but it's the one about the park that the amusement park that everything is so dangerous. So you get to be like an action
Jurassic World.
No. It's more like stunts, like a stunt double or a stunt crew. So you just do silly things, and it's the guy who did the Grandpa one. What is it?
We can talk about it next week.
No, we won't talk about it next week. It's good. This is it.
I will look it up definitely on IMDb, which is probably not a sponsor, but I love.
And I hate to bring up a sore point, but MoviePass has a joint venture in another film called American Animals. And it's a true story, and it's not based on a true story.
True story.
It's a story that actually happened, and they're telling the events of how it all happened. So it sounds like it's really cool.
Okay, I'll look that up too.
Yeah, and it's a bank heist.
So I'm hoping that by that time, MoviePass will proverbially
Hashtag life goals.
Pull their
caption that, Penny.
Pull their cranial units out of their.
I'm sorry, what?
They're fine. I could use them. They'll be fine.
I don't use.
You just need to call them
right out of their heinies.
Yeah,
and give us what we had before.
Tell us how you really feel, Jimmy.
Right.
And there's not even a lawsuit there. Anyway, so thanks to all of you for watching.
Yeah, this has been thanks
and sharing
for
our passion.
Yeah. And first of all, I want to thank you, the audience. You're out there. You're listening.
Whoop.
You're letting us know what's going on. And I love that. That's like the best. And then I also want to thank Abby. I'm going to say Coyer. Thank you, Abby.
I'm
Coyer,
so happy to be here.
to be on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Josh Struthers. Thank you, Big Checho. Thank you, Keen Louie, Brandon Genovese, Jimmy Harris, Beth Labine, Adrian Rondo. Thank you, Jackie Harris. And thank you, Penny McGee.
And don't forget to post on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We have LinkedIn?
We don't have LinkedIn.
Oh, good. That's on our list. We need to take that off.
Is it on our list? I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So visit us, call us, text us, do what you can. Tell a friend. Share the joy. And thanks for listening to Thanks for Watching.
Enjoy your movies.
And cut.